Okay, so Carol says in here, okay, I think I get it. It doesn't matter. Just look at the number of searches and the pay per cost. It does, and there are other factors involved too that you just kind of want. Um, it's a good idea just to make a very basic. When you're doing a search for niches and you're kind of figure out what you want to go into, is spend a little bit of extra time doing it. Make an Excel sheet out. Doesn't need to be complex. And say, you know what, I'm going to start out and pick like three larger cities that are kind of spread out a little bit. So maybe one towards the East Coast, one towards the middle of America, and one towards the East Coast. Just kind of spread it out a bit because different businesses may run slightly different across the country, right? And so you got like your three main cities that you're going to start out with, and make them larger cities. Don't be afraid. Don't go for the smaller ones. Go for the big ones with the most population. And then you're going to go in and you're going to start looking for the niches, and you want some searches. You don't need a whole bunch of searches. That's not what this is about. And the cost per click, as long as there's some dollar value there, it doesn't need to be a whole lot, because what you're offering is something that's totally superior because it's not a click. Someone can get 45 clicks before they get a call, or 10 clicks before they get a call. What you're offering is a call. It is just such a superior product. So keep that in mind. So even though something may say, drywaller, $4.23 a click, which is somewhere around $4, maybe, somewhere around that range. You want to keep in mind that you're offering a live lead, and then you also want to keep in mind that, hey, wait a minute. A drywaller might be doing drywalling for, their average total revenue for doing a drywaller job. Some may be $400, some may be $3,000. It's somewhere in the middle in that end of it. So it's a pretty valuable live lead. So the cost per click is just a indicator of it. Another one would be what would be the cost that they would actually get for a customer that they closed. Hairdresser, maybe $20, $12 a quick clip or something like that. But a drywaller or a painter, interior, exterior, we're talking probably around the 1,000 range. So it's worth a lot more. So don't just go off of the cost per click in Google. It's just a kind of an indicator to kind of make your decision process. And it's really kind of that simple. The other one I would add in there, obviously you want the exact match top level domains. You don't have to have that, but I highly recommend it when you're starting out, and there's so many of them available. It just brings you speed to marketplace, and then you're able to expand out to a whole bunch of cities quickly. And then if you want to go for some of the tougher markets, where you don't have the advantage of having an exact match domain, you just want to go for a more competitive niche, and then you've already got some revenue coming in, and now you're spending a little bit more time and investing on kind of building this nice little authority site, and that's maybe got some multi-silos to it and multi-keywords, and it's going to take you a little bit of time to rank it, but you also know that your bigger payday is going to be coming when it does get there. Okay. Silo site pages. Okay, hold on. Let me get this, Julie. Silo site pages, not for site visitors and just for the search engines. Doesn't the search engine see that the pages are not for real visitors? No, it's impossible for them to see that. Julie, I'm not trying to throw some muscle around or anything on here. I've got literally over 5,000 sites I'm doing this with, and it works. And I'm going to show you why it works here in a minute, just to clarify it. Would that not cause the search engines to discount? No, not at all. We're not trying to trick them in any way. This is 100% white hat. And let me show you what I mean. Mold Mechanic Chicago is a fine example. So let me push this out of the way. And I mean, even though I'm logged into my own site, if you just logged in from your site, this will still be up at number 1, or at least the top 3. Depends on the IP address that you go in. If you were searching from okay, so where's our silo structures? We're not hiding them. WordPress is set up so you could put them on the top. You could put them along the side. You could put them all the way down here at the footer. It's up to you. And we put them at the footer. This is not hiding. Okay? This is not hiding at all. Right? This is here. And WordPress gives you the option of not to hide, but just to show. Do you just want to show the top 1, 2, 3 posts that you've made? Even though maybe you've made 100 of them, you just want to show the top 3 most recent ones here. That's totally legitimate. That's the way WordPress is set up. Most popular site in the world. Google loves it. It's not hiding it at all. Period. Don't worry about it. Okay? Okay, I'm just reading through the questions for that little bit of silence there. Sorry. Okay, this is a good question here from Richard on that. Everyone's questions are good questions, by the way, but as we're kind of running out of time, I try to pick the questions that I think would have the most relevance to the largest amount of people in our little tight community here. Okay, so if a niche is paying $45 for Service Magic, and that's a shared email lead. Okay, so it's really important. If you haven't played around with that section, please understand that. Service Magic is a $1 billion company, net worth total. Last year they did $205 million. They're just selling these shared opt-in leads, just like our opt-in plugin. Okay, and that's why we created it, to model it after them. So there's a particular, understand that there's a particular niche in every city in the United States that they're paying $45 for these opt-in leads, and they know that when they receive it in their inbox, that 3 other of their competitors in their city also received it too. So it's like a race to the phone, a race to get it back. Okay, so it's an inferior lead, but they're paying $45 for it, and they're doing it all day long. And Service Magic, now known Home Advisor, is built a huge company doing this. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at this. Why would they pay $35 for an exclusive phone call that lasts more than 7 seconds to cover the wrong number of calls? Why would they pay $35 for an exclusive phone call that lasts more than 7 seconds to cover a wrong number of call? There's 2 ways you can handle that, Richard. One is you could, and you can adjust this, right? You can adjust this and say, okay, I'm going to put a 2-minute or a 60-second qualifying call. So if it's the wrong number, they're not going to be billed for it. It's just that simple. 60 seconds, it's just granted to you, whatever. Or you could say, screw that. I'm going to put it at 0 seconds. But there's also another section in Call Zoo where I'm going to do 3 free phone calls per week that are billable. So if you normally would have paid 3 times $35, you're going to get that free on every single bill. So there's a couple different ways you can handle that. So you can adjust. That's why we have it in there, Richard. That's a good question. So you could fill out this kind of wrong number stuff. Give them a 60-second grace period. It's right in there. You could just put 60 seconds in there, and they would know in 60 seconds if it was the wrong call. Oh, interesting, Joe. I like that. So Joan says here, if you take screenshots of a video, each frame would be a unique photo for Google authorship. Interesting. If you've got more tips on that, Joe, send it into support. I would love to learn about it. So yeah, Jay asking here, so we do need to use a real picture of that contractor for the authorship? No, you just need to use any picture, any headshot. And we recommend actually buying some headshots just for a couple bucks a piece, maybe $7 or $8 a piece, maybe buying a few of them, and then you can reuse them for your different niches and different sites. I wouldn't go out to The easy route is to go out to Google Images and find one and copy and paste it. But the only problem with that is that, what if somebody says, "Oh, wait a minute, that's me. What's this person using my photo on here for?" And then you're going to get into a little bit of hot water. Is your Chicago Cicero example, and that's Chicago, Cicero, and all the other larger cities surrounding areas in there, is each town treated with a no? That's the cool thing. There's no silos to it. That's the amazing thing about that is that what we did is we built a site for Chicago, and we did the 5 or 6 articles below silo structure. We're ranking number 1. We got about 160, 170 original unique visitors per month. And all we did, no extra articles, no extra nothing. Literally like 60 minutes of work. And we took like 10 other larger suburban areas around there, and we just added additional pages for them. And we just switched out Chicago to Cicero, Chicago to Oaklawn, and Aurora and some of the others there. And we had no silo structure underneath them. And bam, they went up to page 1. That's not the only city we've done that in. We've now done it in hundreds and hundreds. It works, and it's easy to do. Terry Asen here. Could this be used to supply call leads to home business MLM network marketing people? I don't know. I do know this. The way that I set up my sites for silo structuring, the exact match domains, all the backlinking stuff that I do is exactly the same stuff I do for other affiliate niches that I'm in. Some are they actually deliver like hard goods and they actually get shipped out of a shipment. Others deliver electronic products. One of them I'm in is in a hosting niche. We're very, very competitive. So I know this works for ranking organically. So you could use this same kind of stuff to rank organically. It's not just for pay-per-call. This is good, solid, reliable, non-black hat, non-gray hat, white hat stuff that sticks to rank sites. And the idea then would be, can you get in front of MLM traffic? And and then if you want to have a phone number to lead to, I don't know much about that industry, by the way, anyways, and I have no opinion on it too, by the way. And you could, shift it to a phone number that goes to a potential coach or however that business works. I know very little about it. Is it possible? Yes. Have I done it? No. So I don't know how to do that. Yeah, Bill says on here, and I totally agree with this. Amazing. Google's not as smart as they think. You're exactly right. Google is not as smart as people think. That is totally, totally, totally correct. And a perfect example of that is when they came back down and they crashed down on all the Google blog networks, and they had to crash down on them because, hold on,